The words of a senior NHS health leader, the figures for flu have skyrocketed. We saw the beginning of this trend a couple of weeks ago when we were reporting on the number of flu cases. We haven't reached the peak. That will probably be in the next week or so. But there is some concern that so many people have been hospitalised with flu, and among those we've had hundreds of people in critical care with flu, so 211 patients a day in these hospitals with flu in critical care alone, and those 5,000 patients a day taking up hospital beds. You heard the health secretary there talking about social care. Some people at home might be trying to figure out how social care impacts flu and why that adds to the pressure in hospitals. It's simply because if you have pressure in one part of the hospital, it builds up in another part. We had 11,000 patients who were medically fit for discharge in hospitals but couldn't be discharged back into the community because there were no social care packages in place. That means they have to stay in hospital, and if they stay in hospital, those beds don't become vacant for other patients who are arriving. They have to stay in ambulances. Those handovers are then delayed further, and that pressure continues to build. But essentially, what is happening with the flu season, it looks like a decision taken by the government to delay the vaccination, the adult vaccination program, which normally starts at the beginning of September, was delayed to October to try and increase the immunity in the community throughout the winter. It looks like that decision might have been the wrong one, because in this case what has happened is flu season arrived early, more patients infected with flu, becoming sicker, fewer people immunised, and less immunisation within the community. So that will need a serious looking at, the decision to delay the vaccination programme. But certainly, if you look on the NHS website, the vaccination programme is still open, but anecdotally we're hearing that patients are still struggling to get their flu jab. But then that will take another 2 weeks to really kick in and give them the protection they need from flu. So all sorts of reasons why this flu season has been particularly bad. It's arrived early, the vaccination programme was delayed, and then we have the pressures in the system already. A very busy New Year, very busy Christmas period. And don't forget, Jane, we also, as well as flu, we have norovirus, RSV and COVID, that quademic that NHS health leaders have been warning about. They're all playing a significant part in adding to the pressure in hospital and ambulance trusts across the country.